Hi everyone, Jean Bromage of Reiki Essence Healing Arts. And today I'd like to share a few reflections about the upcoming full moon in Leo and take you through a short guided meditation. This full moon is happening on February 1st, which also happens to be the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. And while the promise of spring might not be around at the moment, with all of these intense snowstorms and ice storms and the frigid temperatures that we're experiencing here in the northern hemisphere, the earth is going to be preparing itself for new growth, for new life to emerge over the next 6 weeks, so that when we do arrive at the spring equinox, it's with this fresh new energy. Now, this year in particular, there are going to be some rare astrological aspects happening that haven't happened in hundreds of years, and in one particular case, 5 to 6,000 years. We have the upcoming conjunction on February 20th of Neptune and Saturn. And while this particular conjunction happens every 35 years or so, it also is happening, though, at 0 degrees of Aries, which happens to be the very beginning mark of the astrological calendar. And 0 degrees of Aries is also where the sun appears in the sky on the spring equinox. So these next 6 weeks are going to be a really beautiful time for us to be doing that final inner work that's going to support us with whatever we hope to experience in 2026. And Neptune and Saturn are all about balancing the mystical, that realm of all possibility, that realm where we interact with spirit. And Saturn is all about how we anchor that information, how we anchor those visions and dreams into an enriched lived experience. So, this full moon coming up on Sunday is a really beautiful time to shed light on what is it that your inner child dreams of, to really reconnect with that part of yourself. I recently saw a quote from a children's book by Daniel Hum, who is a famous chef here in New York City. He had written a book called Daniel's Dream. And one of the quotes is, "Dreams have no rules." And the inner child understands that. The inner child sees all the possibilities. And while, living in that realm, is a very imbalanced way of connecting with life, uh, at the same time, it's with that connection that we can then begin to anchor the experience of magic in our everyday life through the synchronicities, the surprises that come when we take aligned action towards our dreams. And when I read that quote, my inner child lit up, but at the same time, my adult self knew that there's a flip side to that expression of dreams have no rules. And my adult side said, yes, but life is also full of disappointments, failures, and all the hard lessons that we learn in life. And that is very Saturn. So Saturn is coming in and working with Neptune to say, hey, you've got all this mystical magic going on and in your dreams and your visions and your goals. But Saturn is saying, okay, let's take that and let's give it some form. Let's anchor it into our 3-dimensional realm so that you can have a lived experience. And also, Saturn is coming in to say, hey, these challenges that we might be facing right now, and there are a lot of people out there facing some very real and hard challenges, that there's a pathway to growth and enrichment through the challenges that come up in our lives, through those moments where we might experience failure or struggle. And so this year is really about stepping back and evaluating where you can find more magic, more mystery, more mysticism in your life, while at the same time anchoring that experience in the three-dimensional realm through your lived experience. So for this full moon, because Leo is very much about the inner child, both Aries, which is the point where the Saturn and Neptune conjunction are coming together on February 20th. Aries is very much about the inner child. It's about new beginnings. It's about the spark of new life, the spark of spirit coming into form. So it's a very potent degree that conjunction is happening in. But then we've also got this full moon in Leo, which is also very much about play and creativity and really coming into your own as this unique spiritual being that's having this human journey. And so creativity in the inner child is a very big Leo theme. And so this Sunday is a really beautiful time to connect with that inner divine child within you who sees the magic in life and can really gain various perspectives on things through that creativity, and to allow that part of you to shed light on how you can experience fun, joy, and play throughout your experience of 2026. So I'm just going to invite you, if you wish, to just gently drop your eyelids, and let's just take a few deep breaths together. So taking a nice deep inhale through the nose and a nice cleansing exhale. Another deep inhale. And on the exhale, just inviting any places of tension to release and relax. And another deep inhale. And on the exhale, I just invite you now to imagine yourself standing on the pathway of a forest. And this pathway of the forest is actually tracing the edge of a lake. And there are pine trees all around. And the earth is really soft and muddy. It's still winter time, but we're at that stage of winter where the sun is brighter and it's melting the snow away. And while you feel some coolness on your cheeks, you can definitely feel the signs of spring are beginning to emerge. And so as you walk along this pathway, you notice the mud puddles and birds are splashing in the mud puddles. And you look out over the lake as you make your way around the lake. And it's a bit of a gray day, and there's just this beautiful soft white mist on the lake. And this mist is even flowing off of the lake and across the pathway in different spots. And so as you walk along, you can see only a few feet ahead of you. And then you suddenly, from this mist, this beautiful pink, rose pink orb of light begins to emerge from the mist and actually come towards you. And so you stop walking and you just stand there in your tracks and allow this orb of light to approach you. And you feel this very beautiful opening in your heart chakra as you breathe and relax and center yourself in a space of allowing as this orb of light arrives. And as it arrives and reaches you, it transforms into a child. And as you gaze at this child, you realize this is your inner child. And so you just take a moment to take note of how old this child is. Is it a very young child? Are they 3, 4, 5 years old? Or are they a little bit older, more like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old? Or maybe even older, like a teenager. And as you take in the presence of this child, notice what they're wearing, or maybe they're holding something. What is their demeanor like? And begin to ask this part of you, what dream or vision or goal or what experience do they want to have this year? Perhaps there's a long forgotten idea or creative project or something that you used to enjoy that they would love to see you experience this year. Or perhaps there's something that they're pointing to that needs healing this year. Perhaps there's an old wound that needs to be revisited. And actually, the vision this year is to come out the other side feeling a greater sense of wholeness around that wound. And then take in, is this child feeling fearless with that open sense of possibility? Or is this child expressing a little trepidation or fear around life right now? And if that's the case, what is it that they need to feel safe in order for both of you to move forward and move ahead into this new beginning, this new year? So just breathe and receive and listen to what this inner child has to share with you. And you and your child self may wish to continue to walk around this lake, just walking and sharing and reflecting and taking in the beauty of this space, this, this place in nature. Perhaps there are woodland creatures, or you take in the birds. Is there perhaps an eagle or a hawk circling overhead? Taking in the scent of pine or other vegetation, feeling the elements of the wind on your cheeks, and just allowing this environment to help you both to relax and feel at ease as you take this journey around the lake together. And breathing and receiving whatever wisdom your child self has to share with you at this time. And now, as you and your child self come back around to your starting point at the lake, they give you a big hug and they say to you that you can connect with your child self anytime you need, whether it's to tap back into that magical spirit, that magical spark of light that's within you, or if it's to receive insight and wisdom around wounds that still need healing. You can connect with your inner child anytime you need. And your child self now transforms back into this beautiful orb of pink light and moves back into the mist. And you watch it slowly disappear into the mist, knowing that any time you need, you can connect with your child self. And now taking a few deep breaths. And then gently opening your eyes. And so I hope you enjoyed this meditation connecting with your inner child. And if you are interested in learning more about this Saturn and Neptune conjunction, and you happen to be here in the New York City area, I am hosting an energy reset circle on Thursday, February 19th. And we will be at Balance Arts Center on West 30th Street. More details are in the link in the comments. And this will be a wonderful circle to prepare for this conjunction and really tapping into the power of balancing your vision and higher dreams and that sense of possibility with anchoring that into a very enriching and lived life experience. And in the meantime, I am sending you full moon blessings. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.